Today is 6th April. Okay. Fine. Anywhere, any doubt, just you stop me. Okay. Now what happens? We have done till now. Is that the difference between about the how it has to be done? Now test of details and test of controls. See, what is the test of details? Test of details says that we will have our threshold. Okay, we'll say that is 5% error, 5% error is manageable. Okay, 5% error, performance materiality. Okay, performance. Now if it is going to be beyond 5%, then we will extend what? We will extend the sampling. We will do more. We will verify more transactions. Okay, that is the projected monetary errors and compared to tolerable. We are making a projection and we are comparing with what? Tolerable. If the projection and tolerable is within the matching comparison, then things will work. But if your projections are more or more tolerable or more, then we have to focus on the extending the more samples. Is that we have to write the concepts. Okay. More importantly, we have to be focused on the concepts. Now, test of controls is not like that. No projection is necessary. Decide if error rate is acceptable or not acceptable. Is that if you are saying that is, if the error rate is 5%, okay, if error rate is 5%, and what you are making a projection is only 3%, okay, projection is 3%, the error is 5%, means it is going beyond 3%, okay, it is not acceptable. If the projection is 3%, but the error rate is less than the projection, fine, we are projecting 3% error, but the error is only 2%. It is.
It's mentioned no projection necessary.
No projection is necessary to the extent of if error rate is acceptable. If error, decide if no projection is necessary, okay, to the condition that if the error is acceptable. If error rate is acceptable, then definitely we are not going to take any other further samples. We are just stopping there only. Okay, we are just stopping there. 1 minute. Is that 1 minute? I will say. Fine. Here we are making a projected monetary errors. We are not making a project. How it is differentiated? Okay, how it is differentiated? If we go to the next one, see the thing. For test of detail, the auditor should project monetary errors found in the sample. Okay, and we have to make our own projection. Is it? Auditor has to make an own projection, and found that assume you are making a projection of 5%. Here you are making a projection of 5%, and compared to this tolerable misstatement. Tolerable misstatement is assume 3%. Is it? Means we have to do this one only. Okay. For test of details, the auditor should project, and we have to monitor errors in the sample, and what we have to in this process, you have to compare with the tolerable next. This is what we have to do. Okay, test of details. Now, when the auditor has been established when the error has been established as an anomaly. Anomaly means what? Any idea about anomaly?
Something suspicious or?
Something not frequent. Okay, something not frequent. Okay, something not frequent. Is it right? Something not frequent. Salam alaikum. Okay, if when the error has been established and not, it may be excluded. Yeah, if it is not frequent, it should be excluded when projecting errors to the population. If it is frequently, if not frequent, okay, once in a while it happens, you should not take that also into consideration. But still, what they say, to be considered with respect to overall additions to the projection means we should not take that as a part of the projections is not frequently done, okay, not frequently occurred, okay, error not frequently occurred, but still we cannot eliminate completely, okay, when we cannot this is the concept of test of details. Again I'm saying, means you should project monetary errors and you have to compare to tolerable limits. When an error has been established an anomaly, it may be excluded while projecting the errors, but still it has. Where a class of transactions or account balances has been divided into strata. Strata means blocks, okay? Strata means different blocks. The error is projected for each stratum separately. When we are saying in the you will have in the firm you will have different divisions, okay? You will take the example of receivables. Is that? Take the examples of receivables. You will divide the receivables. You will divide the receivables within the different range. Is that people who are more than 50,000, people who are between 10 to 10,000 and 50,000, okay? People who are less than 10,000. Likewise, if you are dividing, means you have to, when you are dividing it in different stratums, it is good. Again, we have to project, the error is projected for each stratum. You are talking in terms of inventory. Is it? We are talking about inventory. Again, inventory, you will have fast moving inventory, slow moving inventory, obsolescence inventory. You will have different classifications of inventory. High value inventory is there. Is that? High value inventory will be there. Low value inventory will be there. Is it right? Obsolete inventory will be there. You will have different categories as such. Is that? Means inventory is one stratum, okay, one strata, and within that strata, high value goods, low value goods, fast moving goods. Is it right? For each and everything, we have to we have to make the projections. How much will be the error that can exist in each case. Means test of details. Now you can understand, test of details is nothing but we will, if the error, we make an projections and we compare with the tolerable one. If it is within the manner, which is less than the tolerable, we will do restricted procedures, okay? We will not stop there. We will do restricted substantial procedures. If it is beyond the tolerable limit, then we are going to do some more procedures. Are you clear about this?
Yes.
Yes, Gaita, how are you?
Hello, sir. I'm good, alhamdulillah.
Yeah. Fine. Is it? Now, you are auditing a trade receivable. Simply, this is very focused. See, the audit paper is very focused. It's not at all difficult. I will tell you this. No paper is difficult if you plan the things very precisely. Okay? No paper is difficult. That much I can give that assurance. If you are auditing receivables, understand the concept. Okay? Total population, total value of receivables are how much? 1 million. Number of items, number of transactions are 400 transactions. Okay? Number of transactions. How many transactions we have tested? We have tested only 20 transactions. Okay? We have tested only 20. What is the value of those transactions? 400, is it right? 400 into 20. Is it right? Just check 400 times 20. It comes to 800. Maybe sample value, the value, we cannot go with this. The value of these transactions are how much? 200. Error in sample is how much? Error in sample is $9,000. Assume that errors are not anomalous ones, means not frequently. Anomaly is, it is not, it's not going to error not happen frequently. Assume that errors are not anomalous ones. Calculate the expected error in the population. What is the expected error? They have given expected error is how much? They say that what is the value is the error in sample, okay? Error in sample, error in sample. See, again I'll say, this has not been tested till now, okay? This has not been, if I don't think so I have ever come across a question like this, okay? Error in sample divided by sample value. Okay, but we cannot take any chances, okay? Divided by the times what? Times total value of population. Yeah, the total value. How much you say? See, how much is the error in sample? 9,000. But what is the projection? You are making a projection of how much? 45,000. Okay, is that you are taking a, what it comes to how much? It comes to, when we say the expected error, is that expected error in the population? It's nothing but projection. Is it right? It is nothing but the projection. Projection or expected error in population. Fine. Now, this is what it says. This is what we have to calculate. What is the expected? What is the expected error formula? Error in sample divided by sample value times total. Now, what is the second point? They say, assume that the tolerable misstatement was set at 40,000. Is it? Tolerable is how much? Tolerable is 40,000. What action to be taken? Is it what action to be taken? The projected error is above. Is it? The projected error is about is 40,000, and the tolerable misstatement is how much? Sorry, is it? Here it is. This is here. The tolerable misstatement is how much? The tolerable misstatement is 40,000. The projected error is how much? The projected error is 45,000. Is it? The projected error is 45,000 is above the tolerable misstatement. Is right? Is greater than tolerable misstatement. This means that further evidence is needed. See, we have this, we have calculated. Is that this we have calculated in, this we have calculated in A. Okay. If the projected error is 45,000, is above the tolerable limit. What we are doing in that case? The projected error is 45,000. It is more than the tolerable limit. Is that? You simple what we have done. Extend the sample, extending the sample. We want to extend the sample tested in the procedure and then re-perform the extrapolation. Means extrapolation means we are going beyond the sample. Okay, we are taking another additional samples. Okay, designing additional samples. Extrapolation means we are going beyond our. Is it right? We are if it is a population, this is a total population. We have taken this. Extrapolation is nothing but we are just going in more area. Okay, interpolation and extrapolation. Okay, interpolation and interpolation is within within the limits, extrapolation is outside the limits. We are testing some more evidences, is it? Now what we will do when we are extending the things, designing and performing additional substantive procedures. Now what happens, assume, just now I told you and again revised here. They say that you have to do substantive procedures for inventory. Is that they will ask, they will give a scenario and say that you have to give substantive procedures for inventory. For this they will give you how many marks? 4 marks. Okay, 4 more marks. Now you have to write 4 sequence order. Sequence is order. Now what they say, we are not doing anything here. Is it right? We are just evaluating the results. We are not writing any substantive procedures. We are not doing anything else. Only the test of details concept we are explaining. We are explaining only the test of details concept. If the projected error is about tolerable limit, then what we will do, we have to do additional substantive procedures. You should not mention what additional substantive procedures we are going to do. Understand? You should not mention. The only thing is, if the projected error is more than the tolerable limit, we have to do additional. If further evidence allows the auditor, if we have taken some more procedures, conclude that the actual error in population does not exceed tolerable limit, then the auditor will conclude that no adjustment is necessary. Is it? Now what you are doing, you see, again read this one. If the further evidence allows the auditor to conclude that the actual error is population does not exceed the tolerable limit. How much is the tolerable limit? Tolerable limit is, there are 2 cases. Is that one is 40,000. Is that tolerable limit is 40. See the scenario 2. Okay, see the scenario B, question B. Question B, on that question B only you have to conclude. Tolerable limit is 40,000. And then the auditor will conclude that no adjustment is necessary. Therefore, the error, although the error will be noted as a schedule of uncorrected misstatements. That there are errors is there. Now, again, these errors, whatever the error, how they will mention in the audit report, they will mention audit report as a uncorrected misstatements. It doesn't mean that the audit report will be signed. These uncorrected misstatements will be corrected. It is only at the initial stages, okay, test of details. It is only at the before signing any audit report, is it right? Initially, they say you are going for an audit and you will come across that there is a 9,000 error is there. When 9,000 error is there, in the preliminary report, in the draft, you will say that 9,000 is the uncorrected misstatements. Further, the client will make correction to this. They will give clarification to this. It is not that we are not going to carry forward 9,000s, okay? We have to make corrections, then we have to go further, okay? For time being, we will put 9,000 as on a schedule, okay? On a schedule of uncorrect, means you will ask the client to give to clarify this 9,000s and do corrections on this. If further evidence indicates that there is a misstatement that exceed tolerable misstatement, then the auditor will ask the client to make adjustments to the financial statements. Is that if there is more than, if that there is that exceed tolerable, is it right? That exceed tolerable. How much is the tolerable? Tolerable is 40,000. Projected is how much? 40. What the auditor will say, they have to make an adjustment. Again, they have to clarify what they have is in the financial statement. They cannot say that yes. See, we cannot continue an error. Okay, we cannot continue an error as such. We have to solve the error. Very simple. That is the message it is been given. This is the way of test of details. Okay, this is the way of test of if the just read once. Once it is over, please tell. Okay, just read point number B. Is it okay?
What does it mean, reperforming the extrapolation?
What I told you, extrapolation, see the things. This is the total population. How much, make it a very clear. How much is the population? The population that have been given is 1 million. Okay, they have population they have given is, they have taken a population of 1 million. 1 million is the total value. Okay, 1 million is the total value. Now they are saying that how many number, what is the number of items in the population? 400. There are 400 transactions are there. Is right? There are how many transactions are there? 400 transactions are there. Okay, total 400. How much total 400 transactions are there? How many transactions they have tested? They have tested how much? They have tested 5%. Is it right? How much they have tested? 20 divided by 4. Yes, they have tested how much? They have tested only 20 transactions. Okay, they have tested only 20 transactions. Means they have tested 5%. Okay, 20 transactions. Now, what happened? Is that anything else? Anything else? Sample value is 200. Error in sample is 9. Now, what they are saying that the projected error is how much? 45,000. Is that you are projecting an error of 45,000. How much you can tolerate? How much we can manage? We can manage to the extent of 40,000. Is it right? Now, the projected error is more. Is it? Than the tolerable. Means actually the error is more than tolerable. Now, what you will do? You want to know whether it applies to these 20 transactions. Is right? It applies this to only these 20 items tested, or the same trend is continued for others also. Is that? Keep it in mind. Is that it applies for these 20 items, or it is continued for other items, other population. Is that other items also? Is that other items? Means we have tested how much? We have tested only 5%. We have to know that it has been for other items. What you are doing, you are reperforming extrapolation. What will do? You extend the procedure. Either you extend some more procedure. You can extend any procedure as you wish that has been listed. Now, one of the procedures is you will increase to how many items? You will increase to 40 items. How much is the sample size? Sample size is 10. See, sometimes what will happen? You are taking the sample, maybe in that sample the errors will be more. You cannot come to a conclusion that the Same thing happens to others also. Extrapolation means you are going you are adding. Is it right? There is two concepts are there. There is a interpolation and there is a extrapolation. It is a statistical. It is a statistical glossary. Okay, it is a statistical glossary. Is it? You will come across for 10%. Now, when you are extending 10% and adding another 4%, you will think that it is in a tolerable limit. It is within tolerable limit. When it is tolerable limit, what is the conclusion? You will say, see the second point. If further evidence allows the auditor to conclude that the actual error in the population, if further evidence, understand by taking further evidence, does not exceed tolerable statement, then the auditor will conclude. If we are taking further evidence and it is within the tolerable limit, then what we'll do, we can conclude, fine, it is one of case is there. Is that we will ask only for explanation for those things only. We are convincing. Assume, again, you have the option. You are going to say that I will extend the sample by another 5%. And you are going to come to a conclusion that yes, it is within tolerable limit. Fine, what you will do? You are not going to do anything else. Is it? You are convincing not once but twice. Is it?
But we will not change the tolerable limit.
Pardon?
Right? Even if we increase the sample, we will not change the tolerable misstatement. It will remain at 40,000.
Yes.
And here, in the example, we extended the sample by 40 items, right?
Yes.
Okay. We added additional 40 items.
No. 20 plus 20.
Okay.
Is it right? Now you understand. If we are doing further evidence and it is within the limits, then we will not do. If we are taking further evidence, if further evidence that, see, this is the one option, is it right? This is the first option, is it? If further evidence allows, if further evidence indicates that there is a misstatement that exceeds tolerable misstatements, then the auditor will ask the client to make the adjustments to the financial statements. Is it okay? Is it fine? These are two options. Is it? This is the option 1, this is the option, this is 1 and this is 2. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Is it? Just when you are doing, just compare, read side by side, test of details and test of control. What is the test of control? No explicit projection of errors is necessary. Especially we should not do any projections here. Is it? Since the sample rate is also projected rate of error for the population as a whole. We should not do any exceptionally no projections. Is it? Since the sample rate, they will mention you the sample rate. Right? They will mention you in the test of details they have mentioned the value. Is it? In simple words, I will make it like this. In the test of details they have mentioned the value. In test of control they will mention the percentage. Okay, error rate. Their error value they have mentioned here, they will mention the error rate. For example, if the auditor has performed test of controls, effective controls, okay, effective controls on a sample of how many items? 20 items, and found two deviations. This represents how much? 10% of the error rate. See the thing. Now you have doing the test of controls. You are wish to know the controls are effective or not. Is that out of 20 you say that 2 are not effective, ineffective controls. Is it 2? Now 2% are ineffective controls. Okay, 2% are ineffective controls. Is it what they say? No, 1 minute. They have 20 items, and 20 items on that they find two are effective controls. Means how much is the error rate? Error rate is 10%. This is for what? This is for controls to know whether the controls are effective or not. Okay. Now, how much is the error rate? Is 10%. Again, we will compare this 10% with the limit that has been set. Okay, that limit that has been set. It says that now you see the thing. You are auditing at the internal controls relating to authorization of adjustments. Is it adjustments to the client inventory system? Something they are talking about who is going to do adjustments for the client. Okay, in order to determine the accuracy and validity of adjustment, you have obtained the following results. How many adjustments they have made during the year? 1500 adjustments they have made. Okay, number of how many adjustments you have tested? 225. Okay, 225 adjustments. Now you are almost coming to a concept of understanding the question paper. Okay, question paper. Number of adjustments is 225. Number of occasions when adjustments tested were not authorized. How many adjustments has been not authorized? 18 adjustments. Is that you have tested 25 and how much it has been not authorized? 18. Assume that errors are not anomalous ones. Is that means it is a regular. Calculate the error rate in population. Is that calculate the error rate in error. First we will see what is the error rate. How many errors are there? 18. How many adjustments are there? Is that error rate is how much? Error rate is number of occasions when adjustment tested were not authorized. 18. Is it? Unauthorized divided by what? Unauthorized divided by the sample tested. Is it? Unauthorized divided by sample tested. 18 divided by 225. Check again how much you will get. Take the calculate. 18 divided by 225.
It's 8%.
Yeah. It's 8%. Okay, no problem. Projected error, is it right? It 8%. Fine. You will take it as a 8%. No problem, nothing. Now, what is the second? Because assume that the tolerable rate of deviation was how much? 13%. What action should be taken? Yeah, here they have said the tolerable limit is the projected rate is below the tolerable limit. The projected rate is error is how much? 8%. Is it? If we go by 18%, it will not fix. It will not work it out. Okay. It will go by 8%, 18%. The projected error is 8%. Okay. Is below the tolerable rate of deviation of 30. This means that the internal controls is to be believed that the operated effectively throughout the period. Error in sample is 8%. Is that error in sample is error rate in sample is 8%. What is the project? What is the tolerable rate? Tolerable rate is 13%. Okay, you can tolerate till 13%, but it is only 8%. Means you can assume that the believe that the operated effectively through, and the auditor can rely on it when assessing the accuracy and validity of the inventory systems. Is it? The only thing what we have to know is how the projected compared to tolerable. In terms of value, is it right? In terms of value, in terms of rate. The rule is applies in the analytical interpretation will apply in the same way. No further testing is required. However, there are many monetary results resulting from the 18 failures. This is given in the question. Okay, this is not the percentage. Is it right? This is given in question B. Okay, should no further testing is required. However, any monetary results of 18 failures of internal control should be noted on the schedule of the uncorrected statements. See, this is the point where we have to be very clear. Okay, even there are errors, you have to notify. Okay, you have to share, you have to discuss, you have to inform. Okay, anything is there, even it is within tolerable limit, even it is within tolerable limit, you have to inform, keep inform the management, keep informed to the charge with governance. We cannot say that okay, it is within less than within the tolerable limit, we should not inform. You have to write note. Okay, you have to write note to that. Is it clear to you?
Yes.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you clear about this? What is the test of details and what are the test of controls? Keep this in mind. Okay. Keep this in mind. Again, when we are doing question answers, you will be very more focused on this. Okay. You will be more, only thing is what is the test of details and what is the test of controls. Second aspect, it is another next one. It is also a very simple one. Nowadays, everything is done through audit softwares. Everything is right. We will add some more concepts here. Is right. We add some later in later part of the lectures. Computer assisted audit techniques. Is it? It is nothing but you are using a software. Okay, to perform audit. Computers can be used to perform the substantive test of details or substantive analytical procedures, or you can do test of controls or the computers are now what's happening. You have to test. Is it right? You have to test the software, whether the software is working effectively or not. Okay, want to test whether software. See what will happen. Actually, you take the bank account. Okay, you take the bank account. Some banks have the policy. Okay, some banks have the policy to change the password. Is it right? To change, they will ask to ask the customers to change the password. They will say that every 3 months we should change the password. We should not repeat the password. Is it right? We should not repeat the same password which has been, they will say controls. Is it? They say that what are the last 3 passwords we have changed, used, we should not repeat the last 3 passwords. Likewise, you will have so many conditions will be there. You will say that it should be alphanumeric. You should say that it will be 8 characters. Is it right? You are saying that it is going to be alphanumeric. You are going to say that it should be minimum 8 characters. Is it? They should be, the first character should be capital letter. Likewise, they will put the things. In the same way, when you are doing an audit using the audit software, we will test whether these conditions has been implemented or not. Okay, you will test the software and you will come to your opinion. There are 2 types. One is we are talking about audit software, one we are talking about test data. Okay, what is the audit software? You know the things, is it? A programs used by auditor as part of his auditing procedures to process significance from the anything with respect to the accounting system. Is it? To process the data of audit significance from the accounting system. How we are doing? Read and extract data from the systems and produce a report in the format. You are see, if you take this into consideration, this has happened after COVID. Okay, after COVID, it has been during the COVID. I can say that during the COVID, people cannot move, and what happened? Definitely, there should be some alternative arrangement has to be there. We cannot stop audit. Okay, there should be an audit. Previously, initially, it was there. I'm not saying that it has been there in existence. But during COVID and after COVID, this concept has gained momentum. Is that this concept has gained a lot of momentum, and people say that yes, it is now. If in most of the cases, is right, in most of the companies, people will do audit through software. Is that through systems? Is that what we are doing? Same process will be there. You are read and extract. You have so many options are there. You are here, I'm here, but with the help of the software, I can access your system as such. Is that there are so many softwares? A help desk is there, any desk is there. Is that there are so many softwares are there? The moment I can access the access your computer data from my place. Okay, likewise, you are read and extract data from the system, and you are based on that you are producing a report. Now you will ask whether this is reliable or not. Is that you will ask whether it is reliable or yes. They have created lot of controls. Okay, they have created lot of controls on that. So to make it more effective, is that to make it more effective, you can read from the remote place. Okay, from remote place. You can select the information, you can perform the calculations, you print the report in the specified form. What we are doing in a normal course of audit, we are doing through the audit software only. Yeah, we are doing the audits. Now you see the things. As a matter of fact, you will ask me, the financial systems are in the soft copy. Your invoices will be in the soft copy. Is it right? Your purchases, your inventory, everyone is in the soft copy. Okay, everyone is in the system generated. Okay, the entire thing is systems generated, systems supported. Now, when you have the system supported, definitely what we are doing, we are linking the source. Is it right? We are linking the source to know the evidence. That's all. It's more simple. Is that more expert? The moment you are working in their any audit firm, they will give you training. Is that some companies have their own audit software, some companies have customized software like a Tally. Tally, some softwares are general software. Some softwares are tailor-made softwares. Okay, some are very customized softwares will be there. Is that likewise? Every company have their discretion. Is that you can be used in doing the same process without any hurdles. Okay. Now this is the first one. Okay, audit sort. What is the test data? Test data is, in simple words, we are giving a negative. We are giving input, negative inputs. That you are giving negative inputs. Once you start giving negative, see when you give the, see immediately what happens. Take example. You are giving an account number. Okay, you are giving an account number. In the first time you are giving an account number, the account number will be converted into asterisks. Okay, the converted into asterisk. The second time they will ask you to give account number for confirmation. Is that then you will say the account number is this one. Okay, the account number is the account number which is first it will be hidden. The second one it will be displayed. It will match. The hidden number and the displayed number is correct. Automatically it will accept. If the hidden number and the account number is not matching, it will not accept. Similarly, password is also there. Even a small capital letter to small letter to capital letter, it will not. This is called as a test data. Test data is the technique or audit procedures which enter data into system and compare the results with a predetermined results. You will do calculations, is that you will do manual calculations. Is that you will do manual calculations and you will do calculation through systems. The manual calculations and the system calculations should match. As simple as that. Okay, the manual calculations and the system calculations should. Test data is a fictitious set of transactions which are inputs in the client system to determine whether the internal controls in the systems are operated effectively. We are giving a dummy data. Okay, we are giving a dummy data and we are giving a dummy data, fictitious data, or the wrong data to know that internal controls are operated effectively or not. If they reject the fictitious set of information, then it is acceptable. But if it is accepting, there are no controls are there, then it is going to be the internal controls are ineffective. Understand? Are you clear about this?
Yes.
This will require a significant. This will what they say. This will require a significant cooperation from the client, especially with respect to computer access time. You just make sure that audit software and test data. It will be there in 2 marks. Okay, 2 marks, 1 question. Somewhere it will ask. Is it? Now, what is the advantages? That much is there. Okay, we are talking about audit software. We are talking about test data. Now, what is the advantage? Definitely, it's a common understanding. The auditors can test program controls as well as general controls. Is it right? It is associated with the computers. We are not going to. We are going to have program controls as well as the general controls, with respect to the specified elements. Okay, this is the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4? What are the auditors can definitely with the system you can test more number of items, it more quickly, and to some extent it is more accurately also. Auditors can test transactions rather than paper records. Is that it's a simple ones, okay? CAT is a cost effective, okay? You can work from the remote places, you can do the transactions, more number of transactions, is that you can test more number of transactions at a lesser period of time, and most importantly, this least paperwork. Results from CATs are compared with the results of traditional testing. It doesn't mean that we are completely relying on CAT, okay? We are doing some manual testings also, and we will compare again the percentage. If the results are correlate, is it? If the results are matching, overall confidence will increase. Whereas setting up software needed time consuming and expensive. Okay, this is general, this doesn't need more explanation. Audit staff should be trained so that they have a sufficient level of IT. But nowadays, this is part of the training. What is happening is that the moment you are moving from one job to an audit firm, definitely even they will give training for all new recruits. Okay, not all clients will have a compatible with the software used. Definitely you need, if you are saying that you need more technical support is needed, okay, technical and infrastructure, is that you need more technical and infrastructure is needed. There is a risk that the live client data is corrupt and lost during the use. There is a risk, okay, but now you will have lot of safeguards. Backups are there, is it right? You have lot of backups are there. This is the difference between, these are the advantages and disadvantages of CAT. Are you clear about this? This is the second segment, okay? In the second segment, it is small parts, okay? We are talking in terms of audit software, we are talking about the test data and advantages and disadvantages of CAT. Is it clear?
This is mostly comes in form of MCQ questions or what?
2 marks. 2 marks. Not more than 2 marks. But we cannot ignore. I am telling you this. Even 1 mark is important. The first thing, first target, keep very planned. Now you have to be very focused. Okay? Keep your target. First target. You have to think that I am comfortable with 50 marks. And now after break, after we come back from the break, I will ask you to start writing also. Okay, I will ask you to start writing also. All three. That's very important. Simultaneously, I will, so that your typing skills, your understanding, and most importantly, the sequence. I am only worried about the sequence. Is that sequence should be there. Sequence should not be there. The moment you will start writing this, automatically things will work. Okay, this will be there somewhere in terms of, now they have changed the pattern. Okay, that's very important. If they are, what they are saying in section A is that I will tell you how the things will work. Section A and section B, is it? Section A, they will ask all the concepts. Is it? Mostly concepts and little bit application. Is it? Little. In section B, they will ask all applications. Now, what are the applications? They will ask audit procedures. This is the application. Is it? They will talk about what? Control environment. Is it? They will talk about what they are talking about, the reports. Is it? They will talk most importantly, they will ask substantive procedures. Is that this is the way they will structure it. It is that this is the way they will structure it. Here what will happen? They will have 30 marks, they have 20 marks, they have 20 marks. Yeah, they have 30, 20 and 20. Now you have to be very clear, and the most challenging part, I will say most challenging, even in 20 marks what they will do, they will divide this 20 marks, 5 marks, 4 marks, 6 marks, is it 5 marks. Likewise, they will give 4 different questions. Is that this is the pattern? They will say here also they will maybe they will give 3 questions. Here they will give more number of questions. Some questions will be for 8 marks, some will be for 6 marks, some will be for 3 marks. And most importantly, why I am saying there will be 2 or 4, I think 2 or 4 professional marks are there. This is very important. How you are structuring your question is that makes sense. Is it right? Even it is 2 marks or 4 marks, automatically what will happen if you structure properly, structurally, the flow, the presentation, the understanding, automatically they will get 4 marks for that. Is that automatically? People should understand where we can score easy marks, where there is a difficulty. And as a matter of fact, if you analyze it, right? If you analyze what will happen, you will have like this. Is that the first sum will be, see, subject to preparation. Understand my point? Subject to preparation, 30 to 40 marks we can do it. Okay? 40 marks we can. And another 30 marks we have to think. Okay? We have to think, we have to read. And another 30 marks. Overall I am saying this 30 marks will need lot of subject knowledge is very important. You should have a good detailed subject knowledge. Then only you can put 30. Is it? So 70 marks with coverage of complete knowledge we can do it. But 30 marks you need a good understanding. Very good understanding about the subject knowledge. Means you have to read in between the lines what they are asking and what we want to make a presentation. Is it okay with you?
Yes.
Okay. We will take this one, we will complete this one and we will stop. Okay. Only the audit works. It's not difficult. Okay. It is not that difficult. Okay. Can I do that?
Yes.
Is that? It takes 10 or 15 minutes maximum. Okay, we'll complete this. What's very simple. An auditor can take the help of an expert. Okay, can take the help of the expert. What is the audit? Is an individual, either he will be an individual or organization who has some expertise. Is it that, see, I'm doing audit, I don't know the things with respect to bank regulation. Then I can ask a person who is having qualification, experience, expertise in bank with audit background. We can ask him to do the things for us. But the responsibility lies with the auditor. Okay, the responsibility, keep it in mind. The ultimate responsibility is with the auditor. That is the bottom line. Okay. In the field other than auditing or accounting, whose work in that field is used by auditor to assist in obtaining sufficient and appropriate evidence. Is that divide the sentence into 2 parts. Okay. An audit expert may be an auditor, internal expert, partner or staff, including temporary staff of the audit firms or network. Is that he may be anyone. Okay. That doesn't make any that much impact. Or an auditor's external expert. Fine. He may be internal staff, partner, or means you are working in an audit firm. Is it right? You are working in an audit firm. If people are there, the audit firms employ experts. Okay, they employ experts, specific experts in which they know that this type of clients we are going to have, and according to that they will do. That's their job. That's not. A management expert is individual or organization expertise in the field other than. See, there is an audit expert, there is a management expert. In the field other than auditing, whose work in that field is used by the entity. A audit expert is the auditor will use the services, whereas management expert entity will use the services in preparing the financial statements. Two things are there. One is management expert, one is auditor expert. Okay. Now, ISA 620 using the work of an audit. What are the criteria? What are the things we should look into? IS 620 talks about this. Okay. Just understand this comprehensively. Where we are using the experts. Valuation of land and buildings. Is that nowadays real estate is a big boom. Okay, real estate is a big boom. You have luxury projects are there. You have economical projects are there. You have every type. Towers are there. If you go to this is one of the demanding area. Is that people are there with respect to engineering background, civil engineering background. Determination of inventory quantities. This is the way where the audit experts may be needed in terms of different. See, very simple. Anything is that you take any company as such. Oil needs, they have lot of inventory. You have special valuation should be there with respect to oil, with respect to gold also, with respect to silver, with respect to natural resources. Is that with respect to natural resources? You take our own example. People are there. You have dhofar fisheries are there. Is that poultry is there? Is that if you take into consideration the poultry farms, okay? You have dhofar poultry is there. If you really know there is if you work out, I send you the links, okay? I send you the links. If you take in that link IS2, then you will see it has been given with respect to example for the poultry. When we call it as a inventory, when we don't call it as a inventory. Is that go through those 5 links. It gives you a very, very good understanding about the subject. In terms of inventory. In some cases, we need legal opinions. Okay? So many types, so many times you need to get legal opinion for the client, whether what they are doing, what they are not doing. Is it interpretation in terms of statutes and regulations, Oman labor law. Okay, you should think about the labor law. You should think about the foreign exchange law. Okay, you have to think about foreign exchange law. You have to think about HR law. Is it right? You have to think about the regulations. Is it right? Every industry have a different regulation. Telecommunication have a different regulations. Okay, automobile will have a different regulation. Medical industry will have a different regulation. Hospitals will have a different regulations. Is it? You have every industry will have a different regulations. Yeah? And with respect to what? With respect to any litigations, any disputes. Okay, this is the area where we need experts. Now, what we are doing that you should, when you are hiring the experts, you should see what are the competence, experience, expertise, okay, qualification. Okay, we should have to think about that, their capabilities and objectivity. For what purpose we are hiring? Experts must be considered. Agreeing in writing that yes, that the terms and conditions, okay, what is the nature, what they are doing, what is the scope, how much they are doing, and what is the purpose of doing. Respective roles and responsibility. What is the role of the auditor and the role of the expert? What auditors want to do and what experts have to do. Okay, remember this. This is what we have to write. This much only we have to write. I will explain you, but explanation is only for our understanding. What is the responsibilities of the auditor and what is the responsibilities of, I told you, the responsibilities of the is to provide all the final information. Is it right? The responsibility of the auditor expert is to provide a unbiased, okay, again, you provide a unbiased opinion. Yeah, how much time we have, nature, timing and extent of communication between the auditor and audit experts, including, see, now what we are doing, the expert will be communicated with the auditor, okay, the expert will communicate with the auditor and the auditor will communicate with the management, okay, means they will have a, now you will have a 3 levels, okay, the first level, this is the management, is it right? It is the management, this is going to be the auditor and this is going to be the expert. And most importantly, as it is needed, you should follow the confidentiality requirements. Is it? Now, what it says, the relevance and reasonableness, okay? As simple as that. This is what we are doing. It should be relevant, it should be reasonable of expert works, okay? Often, means when you are taking the work of an expert, it should make some justification, okay? The reason of the expert work with respect to consistency, with respect to audit evidence. Means the expert is also doing the same thing what auditor is doing. Understand point? Expert is not doing anything different, but expert is reporting to the audit, okay? You cannot say that there are some rules which can be compromised. No compromise. Whatever the rules applies to auditor with same responsibility, same accountability, the expert has to do the things. Is right? If there is any relevance and reasonableness of any assumptions they have taken, any methods they have used, they have to mention. Is that they have, what is the accuracy of any source of data used? Is that they have to, they should give the evidence of the source of data completely. Auditors can sometimes rely on the work of internal auditors. What they are saying, see the thing. Auditor can sometimes. Is that? This is only a backup, okay? This is only a backup. Now, there is what we have done in the first case, we have done with respect to 620, okay, using the work of audit expert. What is 610? Is it, what is 610? Is it revised, okay, it has, using the work of internal auditors. This is with respect to what? This is with respect to internal auditor. See, we can also take the work of an internal auditor, okay, we can take, but subject to condition. Must consider whether their objectivity, what they are doing, are they competent, they are qualified, and they are doing in a systematic and disciplined approach. If internal auditor is lacking in any of these areas, the external auditor must not use their work. Okay, that means what is happening to the expert, the same rules applies to internal auditor. But anyway, there is something is there, definitely we should not rely on internal. Is it, what is the evaluation of audit work, what is the objectivity, status of internal audit function. Now you can see internal auditor can work as an expert also, okay, subject to the conditions how they are going to delegate the things, how they are capable, competent and objectivity. What is the objective, what is the status of internal audit function? Means how they are projecting, how they are presenting themselves. Is that how, what is the role, where they stand as an internal auditor? Who it reports to? Is that whom, where, to whom they are reporting? Actually, in fact, this is the thing, whom they will report to the management, because they have been employed by the management, Okay. Now, they are reporting to the management, and in turn management will report to the external, is it right? External auditors. Is there any restraints? Is there any constrictions? Is there any limitations are there? Is there any limitation? Is there any constraints are there? Is there any restrictions are there? Is it right? Then it will not work. Is that if this is the case, what will happen if we are going to have all these things? Then automatically the independence, is it right? Independence will be compromised. That independence will be compromised. Whether those charged with governance oversee employment decisions. Now you see the thing. If again you are if they have to work independently, as simple as that. Is it right? They have to work independently, as simple as that. If they are going to say that the management will oversee the employment decisions, means if they give 1 minute. Yeah, sorry. What it says that, see, if the management will see employment decisions, if the internal auditor will give some negative report, immediately it will have impact. So independence will be compromised. Okay, independence will be compromised. Whether management acts on recommendations, definitely they have to take it positively. Is it right? The management has to be taken positively, and they have to implement that. Is it right? They have to listen, as simple as that. They have to listen to the internal auditors, is it? And most importantly, they are members of professional bodies. Is it? See, nowadays, even you are employing a chief internal auditor or internal auditor, they will see the audit qualification, whether you are having ACCA or any other qualification which are related for the audit. Okay, that will give you an additional advantage. Is it? That will give you an additional, means what you have to do here, if you ask in a simple terms, that these people have to be professional people. What is the competence? You should have adequacy of resources. Is it right? We should have adequacy in terms of what? In terms of team. Okay, you should have a good team, is that, to evaluate. You should have resources in terms of financial resources, and you should also have the resources in terms of time. Is that? You should have you have a good expertise. Is it right? You should have a good expert. People should be there with a good experience. Yeah, you should. They say that when you are talking the same thing, professional bodies, they should have very technical training and proficiency. That you are talking in terms of bank regulations should be needed. You are talking about Islamic banking. Islamic banking rules are different. Is it right? Islamic banking rules are different. Commercial banking rules are different. Is it right? Federal bank rules are different. Central banks have their own regulations. Is it right? Commercial banks will have their own regulations. Development bank will have their own regulations. We cannot put every I'm talking only about the banks. We cannot put everything in the one basket. Is it right? Under one umbrella. Okay, we have to make development banks, their specifications will be different. Commercial banks will be different. Islamic banks will be different. Regulatory banks will be different. Foreign banks, you will have a different regulations. Is it right? You means you should have a very technical training with respect to the things or the experts. Is it? You should know policies of hiring and training of the people whom we are going to take it expert. And they should not only have only the see the thing, I will use these words. They should not only to have the domain knowledge, but also they should have the knowledge with respect to financial reporting. Is that they should not have only have the very domain knowledge, is that? But also what they say, they should have is that they should have the concept of financial reporting also. Is it? Now, I think this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, quickly I will do. Okay, quickly I will do. No problem. Is that evaluation of internal or systematic? They should have a planning, supervision, reviewing, documenting of assignments. They should have a good quality control procedures and existence of audit manuals. This is little bit more important. Okay, this is what for understanding. At this point, you should know the various aspects of what we are doing in the auditing. Is that you should have there should be audit manuals. You should have work programs, and most importantly, internal audit documentation. What it says that if when we are talking about systematic and a disciplined approach, we should plan, we should have procedures, and we should have documentation. Is it right? There should be a good planning, there should be a good control procedures, and there should be more importantly documentation. What it says, a service organization is a third party organization that provides the services that are part of those entities' information systems related to the financial reporting. They are providing service organizations where they are mostly involved in giving the services with respect to information system. These are the definitions I can say put. Is it a user entity is an entity that uses service organization whose financial statements are audited. A user auditor is the auditor who audits and reports financial statements. Means there is a service organization, entity will be there, user auditor will be there, and a service auditor is who requests to the service organization provides an assurance report on the controls of a service organization. A service auditor is an auditor who, at the request of the service organization, they provide the assurance report. Okay. ISA 402 is audit consideration relating to entity for the service organization. Again, I will say this, okay? You can come to a conclusion by the time we complete all the mock exams or till the examination, is that experts we have covered, okay? And experts we will get questions, good questions to practice. But with respect to the service organization, I didn't come across any question till now, okay? Service organization, what they will do nowadays, people are there, okay? Most of the now if you see, people will say that we are preparing, we can maintain accounting records, okay? We are prepared. You give the data, we will prepare the financial statements. Okay. Now this is one of the good business. Is that this is one of the good business all over the world. Is it right? All over the world, accounting people are very much in demand. Okay. There people are there who will think in terms of payroll systems. Okay. You are outsourcing. As simple as that. We are outsourcing. Is that we are outsourcing payroll. We are talking about the credit control. Credit control is nothing but recoverables. Is that it relates to whom? It relates to receivables. Is that we are giving the task to the third party to recover the receivables from our clients. And in some cases there is a data entry and information processing which we are giving to the third party as such, to the service organization. When service organizations are relevant to financial statement, the auditors are required. What they say, when service organizations are relevant to, if it is relevant to financial statement, the auditors are required, gained an understanding the services provided. What are the services we are providing in terms of payroll, in terms of data entry, in terms of financial statement? Now, if you take into consideration, the most happening thing is people are talking in terms of tax audit or tax filing. Is it? People are taking lot of things with respect to tax audit and tax filing also. Is it? Understand the nature of service provided, which service we are providing, and materiality of the transactions. If you are providing the service for VAT, okay, definitely to what extent the amount is there. Again, as a matter of fact, what is the any idea about VAT registration limits? When is compulsory registration? When is voluntary registration?
No idea.
Voluntary registration 19,200. Compulsory registration 38,500. Read this one, okay? Read this one. Not any time. Is it that you are see that this is what it says? We are not done taxation. Is it that we are not done taxation? What are the input supplies? Is that you need this in your audit? Is it at the moment you get called, we cannot say that we have not done. We should know what is the input supplies. We should know what is the output supplies. We should know what are the exempt supplies. Is it? We should know what are the exempt supplies. We have to know what is these are the things, input VAT, output VAT. We should have a comprehensive knowledge about this. Is it right? This is where we are talking about the service organization. These are the only whenever you have time, whenever you will come across, just focus on this. It gives you a good understanding. Okay. Determine the effect of service on internal controls. Is it right? When you are taking the service organization, definitely we have to see that how fast, how effective the internal controls are there. Okay. How effective even within the organization from our side and with respect to service organization also. Means internal controls play a very significant role to enable them to assess the risk of material misstatements. Is it? Internal controls with respect to, means if you are the message what I want to convey is, if you are hiring the service organizations, again you have to see the accountability, the responsibility, the competence, the objective of the service organization. We cannot say that just blindly we can give any activities to the service organization and rely on their work. Their internal controls mechanism should also be very, very effective. Is that the external auditor cannot make reference to work done by expert auditor. This is what I am saying. This is where they will test us in the examination. You cannot make reference, you cannot shoulder off your responsibility as an auditor that this has been done by the external auditor, expert. No. Whatever the done, internal auditor or service auditors, the auditors report. The auditor's report, see the thing, the auditor report is the sole responsibility of the external auditor. I told you in the beginning, I am telling you in the end also. It is, we cannot say that yes, internal auditors are doing, experts are doing, service organizations are doing. No. It is not going to make any impact. The responsibility lies with the external auditor only. you should not make any reference also. Understand point? You should cannot make reference also to the work. Forget about anything else. You are hiring auditor, you are hiring internal or expert, it is all there. It's not like that. Everything will be documented. But in the final report, they should not have any mention to this. Okay? The responsibility, remember this point. Okay? I will again, you will only say that we have covered this in chapter 7a. Okay? The auditor's responsibility, the sole responsibility. Fine. Now, procedure, what are the risk assessment procedures and any related activities? What are the works of the auditor? They have to do the same thing. Is that there are no exceptional cases. Auditor must understand how management identifies the need of estimates. Is that accounting estimates? Is that accounting estimates in terms of, again, the external auditor will also do estimates, point estimates will be there, accounting estimates are there, even it is applied to the works done by others, okay, and how these estimates have been calculated. And if they are making any assumptions, the service organization, the experts has to show the assumptions. Means the same procedure. The procedure is not going to be anything different. Only the one thing that will make the difference is the external auditor is responsible for everything. Apart from that, things are going to be same. Identify the assets and risk of material statements. We are doing it all through the time, and evaluate the degree of uncertainty associated. Definitely, you are making a projections. There will be some plus or there will be some minus. Margin of error. Okay, you will have the margin of error. Is that? This is what we are talking in terms of the things. Are you clear about this? What we have done, isn't it? What we have done is, if you take in the things, we are talking in terms of substantive procedures, we are accounting estimates, we have done something with respect to audit sampling, computer-aided test data, audit software, and we have done with respect to using the work of others.
What